weather's heating up, and so is the Northeast Ohio real estate market. My name is Rich Ganim, your local realtor, and this is your March 24 wrap-up and your April 2024 prediction. And believe it or not, we actually have 5.5% less homes available for sale in March than we did last year, right? So of all the homes that were for sale last year, we actually have 5.5% less this year. What's interesting to note, though, is that the number of sold homes is actually down 10.8%. Now, that correlation between the number of homes that are for sale being down and the number of homes sold being down is actually pretty similar, right? Because if we had more inventory, we'd have more sales based on the number of buyers that are out there in the market. So the other cool thing that we noticed is that when we look at these numbers, the average price per square foot went up 4% compared to February, and it was up 9.5% compared to this time last year. So price per square foot is still increasing, and now that's on average. Your median price per square foot only increased by 1%. So we're seeing it, but we're not seeing it drastically all across the board, okay? Northeast Ohio still has an abundantly short supply of inventory. The total number of homes available in Northeast Ohio is not large in comparison to the number of buyers that are out there. In terms of overall monthly inventory in Northeast Ohio, we're currently sitting at about 1.4% months of inventory, meaning that if not one more house came on the market in the month of April, as you're watching this video, if not one more home came on the market, by the middle of June, all the homes that are currently on the market would be sold if not another house came on the market. That's how fast our market is turning over. Now, Rich, how do we fix this? What does this mean for me if I'm thinking about selling my home this year? What it means in my eyes is you're going to get more money for your home if you put it on the market today versus what could potentially happen in the future. Here's why. If rates don't come down, they might not. If rates don't come down, then what you're sitting on is an active buyer pool that is ready, able, and willing to purchase a home that could potentially net you more by going to the market today. The other thing is, if you sell your home today and there's not a lot of inventory, that means that if there's 30, 40, 50 buyers that are looking in your neighborhood, right? If they're looking in your neighborhood, then you have the ability to get all of them. Now, let's say you wait and now there's 3, 4, 5 homes on the market in your neighborhood and you decide that's the time to enter the market. You now have more competition than you did if you were to act today with very little competition. It's always best to get the most amount of money when there's the least amount of competition. It's supply and demand, right? Now think about it. If you're a buyer in this market and you're trying to decide when to buy a house, here's why it might be best to wait like 12 seconds before you go buy a house. Go get pre-approved today if you think you're going to buy a house. There's 2 reasons why. The first reason is if rates come down, and the Fed is projecting they might reduce rates 1 or 2 times before we get to November. November is a very important date. With the presidential election in November of 2024, historically, when we look at the trend of historical interest rates usually come down in presidential election years. Now, why is that important to know? Right now, we're seeing as buyers, on average, are writing anywhere between 4 to 6 offers before they get one accepted. That's just what the numbers just seem to be on average. It could be 3, it could be 5, but just that 4 to 6 number is kind of where the average buyer is getting stuck before they get their first home. So if it's taking on average, let's call it 5 offers before you get one. If rates come down and there's a surplus of buyers that enter the market now, right? There's a bunch of people sitting on the sidelines waiting for home values to either come down, or 2, for interest rates to come down. When that happens, they're going to catapult themselves right into the market. and they're going to be ready to buy. So not only do you have low interest rates and low supply, you're going to then have an increase in demand. So what does that do? Again, it's supply and demand. When there's not a lot of inventory and there's a lot of demand, well, guess what? Things get more expensive. We saw that during the COVID years of groceries, and everything got more expensive because of the supply chain issues. Things got backed up, right? Well, this is similar to that in a different way, in that there's just not a lot of houses for sale. So if not a lot of houses are for sale and a lot of people want to buy them, that's going to continue to take care of this wheel that people want to seem to get off of, that they can't get off of fast enough, right? The perfect time to buy a house is when you're ready. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow. And I'm going to encourage you that if buying a house is something you want to do in 2024, then you need to raise your hand and say, I want to meet with Rich and the Ganim real estate team. I want to meet with them soon, because we're going to prepare you to win in this market if you're looking to buy a home with our buying power checklist. If you're working with an agent that doesn't have a buying power checklist, you need to stop what you're doing and you need to come talk to us, because when our clients use the buying power checklist, they're winning multiple offers all the time. The next thing you need to do is figure out, if I'm going to sell my house in 2024, what do I need to do? Well, I might need to spruce up some landscaping, or I might need to plant some mulch or paint the wall. Have us come in first. Before you take in any of these home remodel projects to get your house ready, bring us in first. The reason you want to bring us in first is because when we come in, we're going to look at your house, and then we're going to offer a staging consultation to you and for you, so that you can meet with somebody that's a professional designer who can show you how this might not add any value, but this might. It could be something as simple as replacing a light fixture, not renovating an entire house. My name is Rich Ganim with the Ganim Real Estate Team. Thank you for watching. If you think this was valuable, give us a thumbs up, like it, share it, leave us a comment, tell us what you thought was your favorite part, and we can't wait for you to hire us to be your real estate agent. Have a great day.